Welcome to the Scottish Property Podcast. This is a show where we aim to educate, inspire and entertain through real life stories and interviews from people in the Scottish property community.
As always, thanks for listening and give us a follow on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Remember to join us at our monthly networking events on the first Wednesday of every month. Tickets are available on our website. So without further ado, we'll just cut straight into this week's podcast.
Welcome to the Scottish Property Podcast, Pedro Tang.
Thank you guys.
Great to see you, Pedro. Thanks for coming.
So as much as Nick just said that there's a couple of Fifers just chatting away here, mate, with a name like Pedro Tang, you're not from Fife, are you? That's just clarifying.
No. Originally from Venezuela.
Nice.
Venezuela, yeah. The way I like to say is born in Venezuela, bred in Scotland. You know what I mean?
I thought that was just how they talked in Fife. I thought that was just a Fifer accent. That's why I was confused.
No, that's not a Fifer accent. So we're saying I definitely need the subtitles on for myself and Pedro talking today.
When the two of you are going at it, with his mixture of Spanish mixed with you, the rate that you talk at, listeners, if you listen to this, take yourself off two times speed. Put it back to 1 times.
So Pedro, when did you come over to Scotland from Venezuela?
It was 27 years ago.
Nice.
27 years ago, yeah. I came across with my girlfriend at the time, who was, she was half English, half Venezuelan, obviously. Yeah. Then there was it, and then you kind of blink, and then fucking hell,
twisted your lip.
Why did you come here?
It was one of those. You're in your early 20s, and then you're like, I don't know, kind of.
Many friends, connections?
No, none at all. None at all. Zero. Zero. It was one of those. Kind of. She was gonna start a university, and then the mother said, right, when you go back to England. And that was it. And then at the time I was a unit, and she was, I'm leaving. I said, well, I'm coming at the back of you. I said, it's not a problem, eh? And
no attachment.
I have to. Yeah, I said, well, I have to wait until I finish my unit, which I only had like 6 months to go. Mm-hmm. So what I did is, back there you have like semesters, if you know what I mean. So you present your exams, if you pass, and then you move on. Otherwise, you got to go back.
What were you doing?
Business management.
Right.
Business management, yeah. I got a business management degree. So on my last 6 months...
You've had some life.
Yeah.
I knew that. I know. And I've known you for a few years now.
I know. So it was one of those where 3 months into my last 6 months, obviously a unit, I went in obviously to the head teacher or the director, of the unit, and I said, look, I'm really going abroad. What happened if that's it? I packed in tomorrow, my suitcases, and let me check your nose, and she scribbled papers and all that, and she said, no, that's it. You can pack in tomorrow if you want. Your pass, because obviously I would have been 0-0 on my following exams, if you know what I mean. So that was me.
So did you have a job lined up when you came over, or did you?
No.
Nothing.
No, I've always been self-employed, so the kind of the having a job or something, or the security. I've never had that in my life.
So what did you do when you first moved over here then?
Well, I came across here. I did a wee bit English at Telford College at the time, which obviously that's all gone. It's all nice properties across there just now. That's what I did. Just kind of introduction to business management, English or something like that. It was. So I did that for a wee while. Yeah. Then obviously, I found myself a part-time work at restaurants and things, just shit that you do. And
was that in Edinburgh, was it?
In Edinburgh, yeah.
Edinburgh. So you started off in Edinburgh.
Well, I came through England, then we went to Darlington, because that's where, her family was from. And then within 3 months, obviously, Ken, she was applying for university, and got a space in Napier, and then that was it.
Yeah.
Came across after that. So
what brought you over to the other side of the bridge then? What brought you over to the other side of the water?
At the time, my missus at the time, she was preggers though. So it was one of those where I was only on a 1-bedroom flat, really close to the town centre. So I had a good location. And, a wee 1-bedroom, it wasn't enough. Came for a family, and, you want a garden. And then I remember I went to pay my rent, and I says to the girl in the office, I said, look, I want to buy the flat. And she hit me with like 45,000, and I was like, whoa, nah.
Was this like 20 years ago?
Yeah, 20 something years ago. I was like, no way, I can't afford that. You know what I
So
mean?
over at Fife.
Nowadays you throw it, you know what I mean? You know, and all the
Just so that,
stuff. But then obviously in Fife, what you go for that money, you know, in kind of say Rosyth or something like that, it was a three-bedroom
house.
flat.
Yeah.
It was a three-bedroom kind of council house.
Yeah.
You know, from garden, back garden.
So did you buy something when you moved over to Fife then?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes,
So
I
that
did.
the first purchase?
Rented first,
Right.
and then kind of bought while I was renting at the time. I basically bought my first house, and I remember it was a house in Rosyth. Still remember that, and I bought it and rented it.
Yeah.
Rented it right away. I never.
Didn't
It's
live
not
in
like I bought
Aye.
it and I said I'm moving in. No, bought it and rented
Right.
it.
Where did you live then? You still renting?
No, I was still renting in Rosyth. Yeah,
Yeah,
still
still
renting in Rosyth, yeah. I knew that I wanted to invest in properties.
What was it that kind of made you think, oh, I'm going to rent this house? Because was it like when you lived and rented accommodation in Edinburgh, and you were like, I'm giving all this money to the landlord? Like there's
really. I never looked at never looked at it that way. You know what I mean? It was just, I don't know. It was one of those things that I always wanted to do. You can, you know what I mean? Maybe some people want to ride a bike. Some people want to, you know what I mean, buy some other things or travel. I've always wanted to own shit, basically.
What was going on back then in Rosyth then? It would have been a good rental. Was there a dockyard there?
Dockyard.
Was it? All right.
It was always dockyard.
right.
Always a dockyard. Rosyth at the time was more popular than Dunfermline.
Yeah.
You know, you could have put something in for sale in Dunfermline, even though you would achieve a better price, it would have, let's say, taken a wee bit longer to sell. Well, Rosyth, it was, you know what I mean, you put something for sale and within days it was gone.
And they still got the dockyard work.
Yeah, still. I think they just won, was it
contract.
2-3 years ago? Just won another contract, So, I don't know, they go work there for another 15, 20 years.
For the listeners that don't know, what did they do? They build
the shipyards.
shipyard for
the
the
shipyards.
Is it warships? BA or something?
Yeah.
big employer locally to us, but it's a lot of people travel
like
for
MOD contracts. And that.
Yeah, it's all billions, you know what I mean? Billions of pounds and what's the contracts there, yeah.
So after the first one, did you get the bug for it? Was that the start?
Yeah, it was one of those, yeah. It was a kind of an up and down start, but kind of working hard, and you know, you're doing 60, 70, 100 hours a week, and then you save, you know, and then that was it. But I've kind of root myself, you know, a few times where I went in, I don't know, let's say I was buying something up, you know, we're going back to 20 plus years, you know, 3-bedroom houses, 40 grand, you know what I mean, you know, so, but saying that, 40 grand was like
a lot of money back then.
It was a lot of money. You know what I mean? So I used to kind of save for the deposit and then
Was buying like mortgages just in place then?
Yeah.
So you just needed your 25% deposit up, saved up,
25%
down.
deposit, save up, and then obviously you needed to save up for the deposit, solicitors, kind of, you know what I mean, you know. And
as you were growing the business as well.
Yeah. And I was kind of working at time. So if I needed, let's say, I don't know, let's put an example, £8,000, I would have saved the £8,000, where I would have had 9 grand in the bank, and I would have rooked myself. I was like, fuck it. There was I've never had a plan B, if you know what I mean. You know, there was no, you know what I mean, you know, if a shit hits the fan, it hits the fan, and that's it. But it was never...
Didn't need the money in the bank.
Correct,
What the assets,
Correct.
I do like that attitude. Like, you just go for it. Take the action. What's the worst that can happen?
But that's it. I mean, what's it can happen?
It's turned out all right for you.
So it has been hard though. Don't get me wrong. It has been
We'll talk about that as well. We should bring in those challenges as well.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So when did you meet Angela then, your partner?
When I started diving again.
Right.
We used to do kind of diving together, and that's where kind of we go kind of together and friend, and then you know, I mean, start going out and texting and things and all that. And then
So was she involved in property before you met her as well?
No.
Right.
She had her own property.
But
not really kind of right. I'm going for it or anything like that. It was a thing that I always wanted to do, and then obviously you try to pass the knowledge.
What kind of diving is it you do?
Scuba diving.
Aye.
Scuba diving, yeah. I've done.
What are the types of diving?
Scuba diving. So
I think I say muff diving there for some reason. I was like, fucking.
Did he say it for me, mate?
Did he say it?
So yeah, it was kind of one of those. She's actually quite high up on the dive, and I think if she does another course, she could be an instructor. Believe it or not.
Nice.
I've never been. I was like one below her.
Yeah.
I just
Where's the best place you've scuba dived?
Down south.
Yeah.
Down south. Yeah.
What, England?
Around here. No.
I
mean, top place, Caribbean though.
Yeah.
Obviously,
You've
Caribbean.
done
It's like a bloody swimming pool.
Yeah.
Kind of fish tank or something like that.
there's quite-
turquoise,
just basically,
clear water.
There's quite a lot in the Forfair we're at though, like a lot of the
There
submarine
is,
shipwrecks
believe it
and
or not,
stuff.
if you have few like good days in the summer, 2 or 3 days, no winds, nothing, and it's flat calm.
2 or 3 days
the
a year.
visibility is really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I have some dives of Amstruther. Amstruther, you see May Island.
Yep.
We done some dive group because quite a few shipwrecks.
Yeah.
And honest, I remember jumping on the water. You know what I mean? Kind of, you hit the water and you're like, fuck. This is like the Caribbean, 20 plus
I went to
meter
Belize.
vests. You know, really, really, really good. But you got to have a good 2 or 3 days.
Aye.
You know what I mean? No wind, nothing.
We went on our honeymoon to Belize, and we went out with a guy, and we were just snorkeling. Like, I don't do diving, but went just snorkeling out with this guy, and all these sharks. Can't remember what type of sharks they were. Not dangerous ones, obviously. But these sharks came up to us, and the guy that took us out, the tour guide guy, who's obviously had some sort of mad connection with these sharks, and they were coming right up. He was touching them and all that, and they were right up on us, and we were hugging them and all. It was mental. But that was
we done some kind of some stuff like that. But usually in the Caribbean though, where you get all that. If you want to do diving with the sharks, you need to go to the
Yes, or Egypt.
no or. What's that
Africa?
place called in
Deep Sea World.
Deep Sea World.
Deep Sea World, I did that a couple of
Oh,
years ago.
aye, but that's,
See, you've got on Fife, mate.
Yeah.
You've got fucking on Fife.
Deep
Sharks
Sea
you go so
World,
mate.
yeah.
that's why property prices are going up so much, isn't it? Fucking going to swim with the sharks.
Exactly, yeah.
Talking about sharks, let's get back to property sharks.
Let's get back to the fucking Pedro. So you started ramping the portfolio up.
Yeah, basically, yeah. It was one of those where I was still working,
Yeah.
and then obviously, you know, you start accumulating. You do 1, 2, 3. I think by the time I go maybe to, I don't know, the first half a dozen, then is when I went and say, you know what,
I can scale this.
I need to pack in. You know, I mean, I was working in the restaurant at the time. I said I need to pack in and give these obviously a proper go.
How many you got now?
Just about, well, we sold few just now, so just below 70.
Oh, yeah, that's some size of portfolio, eh?
Yeah.
Yes, because I mean, you must have been one of the biggest landlords in Fife at one
I
point.
think at one point, we were, because obviously we managed to just to achieve, you know, I mean, 100. Obviously, we bought and sold, and some of that we bought and kept. The other one, it was just to generate some cash quick. So, you know, I mean, we bought shitholes basically and then did them up and then put them all up for sale right away.
Where are the shitholes in Fife these days? Where is the kind of, is it methyl?
Methyl, yeah.
Is that methyl?
Methyl leaving.
Oh, Christ, you could have bought stuff across there for pennies.
Still buy for pennies.
Some of those grades, is it not grades? No,
But it's all changed, to be honest.
Glen Rothes, is it?
Aye, Glenrothes is quite up and
it's all
coming, might be
changed
fair.
nowadays.
Is it,
Oh, Christ, you need some money just now to get something in Glenrothes though. Because you do get, you know, I mean, the ex-council, the majority, they're all ex-council. So, you know, 3 decent bedrooms, 2 decent bedrooms, front garden, back garden, off-street sparker. You know, I mean, and big companies are going across there. You know, I mean, a lot of PLC company, Domino's, you know, I mean, Aldi.
There's a lot of Glenrothes actually. A lot.
Asta, you know, I mean, they're big.
A lot of employers in Glenrothes area as well.
Yes, yeah. It's a lot of kind of industrial kind of. You go McDonald's, they get the cylinder. The hot water tank cylinders, you know, I mean, company there across there. You go see electricals, you go, it's a lot. It's quite big.
Aye, your wee subtowns like your methyls and leavings or Buckhaven, they're probably that's the lower end, which is fucking weird because you drive a few miles up the coast and you're hitting Anstruther, Ely, St Andrews.
Within
Andrews
miles, within miles, by the way.
It's weird.
Within miles.
That's when someone refers to a Fife climate, it's weird because you know Dunfermline always gets the kind of Edinburgh traffic over, but then you go to the other end up to St Andrews and you're flipping pretty much, you know, more expensive than Edinburgh most a lot of the streets.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And then like you say, a few miles down the road you've got 20 grand flats and methyl. It's nuts. So it's quite dynamic. It's quite a dynamic area. Have you always stuck to the same areas, or have you
more or less the same? The reason for that is I'm a gas engineer to trade myself. So to me it was, how quick can I get into a property if I have an issue, kind of radiator off the wall or the boiler is not working. I didn't want to do the you know what I mean, an hour and a half, 2 hours to get there, repair whatever I need to repair, and then 2 hours to get back. So I wanted, you know what I mean, you know, something within minutes, basically. I think the farthest away one of my farthest away houses, I think, is Kenaway.
Right, actually, so it's well concentrated then towards what?
Was that your business then? Gas engineer?
No. I always did the properties. The reason I went into gas, it was when I picked up a pace to, you know what I mean, I was like, right, we're doing this, and I'm quite one of those persons that, you know what I mean, if we go for it, fuck it, let's just do it. And then we're going back to no plan B. What's the worst that can happen? I mean, to me, if I'm going to due the bank 100,000, adding an extra zero to that, it doesn't faze me. You know what I mean? You know, it's not an issue. It's not a problem to me. So fucking hell, if you're going to go down, just as well go down, you know, a
blazing glory.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so it's one of those where when I really go into it, I was struggling to get gas engineer, diploma, I'm coming tomorrow, I've got tenants moving in, the carpet cannot be, you know what I mean, came away because the guy hasn't finished. So it was one of those, it was like, these guys are fucking showing up with, you know what I mean, shitey vans and all that. Surely I could do better than this. And then I just put myself through the course, believe it or not. In fact, I had my company, I wasn't a gas engineer, I was an apprentice at my own company, and then I remember hiring a person, a gas engineer, and I was his pool,
you were the bitch. You were his bitch.
That's quite funny, maintaining all your properties.
So we were going into, obviously, not only doing the properties, but we were doing, obviously, you know what I mean, you know.
So was this after, so you said you worked in a restaurant then, was that like waiting or?
No, I worked in the kitchen. I worked in the kitchen. Yeah, I worked in the kitchen, yeah.
So then once you started accumulating some properties, then did you finish that?
I backed that in, and then that was it. That was it.
And then concentrate just on the properties?
On the properties, yes.
Right, and then you do the maintenance and stuff like that?
I did obviously painting, the stuff that you normally do, you know what I mean? Whatever I could do myself, I did it myself.
Right. You self-manage your whole portfolio, don't you, as well?
Yeah, so we do that.
Did you think that was instrumental in your growth, the fact that you didn't have any costs, outlays for agents and contractors, a lot of stuff as well?
I would probably say yes. I would probably say yes in a way.
Yeah.
I would think so, yeah.
Then you've always got that argument, haven't you? You always hear people saying, the gurus are always telling you, don't sacrifice your time to do these these kind of lower tasks where, you know, you're tying yourself up on a building site for 6 months or tying yourself up in a refurb where you could be out finding the deals. Do you know what I mean? That's what they always say.
Yeah, but it's one of those. Fair enough. And I understand, but we're all different. Yeah. For example, you might need 10 hours sleep, 12 hours sleep. I'm only need 5 or 6 and I'm fucking brand new again.
I get 5 last night and I'm fucked.
You know what I mean? You know, so that's basically me. So what I can achieve on a I don't have any problem putting an hour, 100 hours kind of week. It doesn't.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes.
Doing the painting and all that?
It's not that I didn't enjoy the
some people
the
like
painting, obviously, because you're fucking painting, you're covering it, and then obviously the kind of, you know what I mean, the smell and the kind of thing. What I did enjoy was the way I work is, let's say, for example, I don't know, I'll buy this building and then we need to redo this room. I will start painting and I'm already like, fucking hell. The way my brain works is, I know I can get 20 grand out here. I know I can get 30 grand out here. So, you know what I mean? That's what motivates me. So as soon as I finish, like, fucking hell, I'm already 5 grand out. You know what I mean? I'm already, you know what I mean? That's the way.
That's quite an interesting point, because like you'd mentioned that there, that people often want to feel something. And I always find that the ones that are successful, they don't give a fuck about how they feel about doing something. They do it because they know they're going to get the result. I'm going to make 20 grand for this property. I'm fucking doing it. Doesn't matter if it's painting, cleaning up, sweeping the floor. I know my results.
My message is a good example of it. I mean, you know what I mean, you see Angie, you know what I mean, just now, you know what I mean, she's obviously, you know what I mean, she's always got a phase on and kind of, but Angie's no fear to say, I need to kind of, I don't know, maybe, you know what I mean, the boys never finished painting, they're going back next week, because obviously they only do, at the moment, they're only doing 2 days a week in the property. She'll go, fuck, I'll just do that myself. Overalls on, jumping's in the van.
Get a bit.
And that's it. It's no... You know what I mean? It's not a problem. Obviously, she'll have, you know what I mean, whatever she's kind of, you know what I mean, have on, but she'll have no problem at all.
And you mentioned Angela, is it?
Angela, yeah.
So you two are business partners?
Yes, yeah.
Obviously, you know what I mean? Property together?
Yeah. It's one of those where she's really good at organising the money, the paperwork, you know, the shit, and I hate, you know what I mean? I'm more like, I'll find a base, I'll find the deal, I'll find that, I'll do the grafting, you know what I mean? Neil left something, I'll do it. It's not a problem.
Did you kind of find your own skill sets as you start to grow the portfolio more together when you got together?
Yeah, correct.
It's interesting that, because I see there is couples I can think of, like Jill and Darren, you know, like power couples in property that we find.
This is the original power couple in property.
But then I can think, like, I think you're probably the same, like Kelly doesn't have she's no interest. My wife has got no interest in property at all as well. The minute she starts hearing me talk about property, switches off like that in an instant. Do you know what I mean? But you've got you guys have obviously got a common...
I think I would probably say that I am more interested on the property, on the thing. She's just, it doesn't matter as long as it works, the numbers are there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, it is what it is. So good. You know, but she's really good because obviously she used to work for the council, so she's really good at paperwork, organising kind of files, folders, things, and all that. So she do a
lot of the management and the letting agent side, I suppose, and you do the maintenance side of it.
Yeah, and that's how we split kind of the jobs. You know what I mean? If someone gets in touch, we need these, it's all right. I'll kind of, you know what I mean? You know, I'll order that.
Angela manages your workload.
No manage your workload. I'll do that myself, but she will just give me the kind of the list. We need this done, and then obviously I'll prioritize those jobs first, or trying to cram them between the other jobs.
How's a typical week look like then for Pedro at the moment? Like, how's a typical week look like for you guys? Is it just day-to-day managing stuff, the properties, a portfolio of 70 self-managing?
Yes, no. That once you hit a level, it's every day. It's constant. It's constant.
Yeah,
it's basically every day. And you know yourself, start from my fucking light's not working to you know what I mean, with a fire or some, you know what I mean, you know, so. But you get used to it, and because we've done it that long, you eventually develop a system. Remember when we were doing when we started all this, we didn't have the Stevens, we didn't have you know what I mean? You know, nowadays because of the social media, podcasts and these and all, you have a lot more info. You know what I mean? You know, you have a lot more info. We were more...
And technology as well, like, obviously helps.
You know what I mean? Did you have anyone that you would have known that was... I suppose landlords locally, people you knew that were buying property. Did you know anyone else?
Well, not really. No kind of, you know what I mean, what you find nowadays. You know what I mean? You know, like the event that we had kind of on the Christmas parties and all that. You're going in, fucking hell, there's,
holy shit,
you know what I mean? There's a lot of
people here
kind of like-minded and all that. Not at the time. It was only when you used to have your bank manager coming in and then she was like, oh, you are... because I think at the time she was like, there used to be groups, you know, 0 to 10, and then someone else will manage, you know what I mean, those people. The ones 11 to 25, someone else will manage, you know what I mean, those people, the 26 to, and so on and so on. So it was only, you know what I mean, when the woman used to come down to the house, then we were like, you know, just only a catch up, everything all right, everything. We think that the market's going to do this or what we're planning, you know what I mean, for the future. So I wouldn't say it was an insight, but they wanted to prepare you
for it.
So, you know what I mean, you know, if the shit was going to hit the fan or good days, you know what I mean, you know, come in just for you to reorganize basically yourself. Because again...
Is that how you financed a lot of your stuff then with the relationship with the one bank?
No. We had, I mean, when we started, I started with, you know what I mean, stuff on my personal name, you know what I mean, you know, or you didn't know
there's no
what
structure.
Was your plan. You didn't know what was your plan. How big do I want to get?
Just keep buying.
You know what I mean, you know, it's just one of the, but what I knew that I wanted to do was to get to a decent size really quick, and then kind of hold and manage those, and then keep doing it. Yeah.
I feel like you've got some stories to tell though. From like, I mean, it couldn't have all been plain sailing. So have you got any scars to show from the 2008? How did you weather through that storm? The global financial crash.
Believe it or not, and this was by what the bank manager had told us. I think it was myself, Ange, obviously, the two of us together, and someone else, then survive on her group, if you know what I mean, right. On her group. A lot of people back then, it was a wee bit more difficult for the bank to repossess your houses. Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, they have learned a lot from 2008. And a lot of people, what they did is, fuck it, I'm just going to cash in. So they were cashing in rents, days and all that, leaving, life of, we're talking about Lambos, Ferrari life, if you know what I mean, mm-hmm. private jets and all that, and then not paying anything. So they were collecting the rent, which is, fuck it. If someone comes through the door, here are the keys, but I've already collected, kind of, we didn't do that.
Did you have any wobbly time? Did you have any wobbly times then
Did you lose any properties?
No.
Through that time?
None at all. We kind of, it was one of those where...
Did you band in the hatches a bit for a period of time before you started going again?
You're always tighten your belts, obviously. You know what I mean? Kind of used to but as long as you are really quick and reacting and rejuggle, obviously, you know what I mean? Your finances.
Because you hear like stories. I met a guy a couple of weeks ago and he's like, we lost everything. I think Kessler as well, his family. He's told us how that basically RBS, they basically called in the loans. They says, right, if you can't give us the money back, then we're taking the property. Mm-hmm.
I would have just said, fuck it, take them. But it's one of those. The difference is, and you probably heard these from maybe guys like in America, Grant Cardone and all of these guys, when he says 2008 went ahead, I think he was due the bank hundreds of million. After 2008, he said, this will never happen to me again. I'm going to get so big that the bank will never ask me for my loans back, because if I fucking go down, I'm going to go down with billions. And I don't know what the guy is kind of, I think his portfolio is, I don't know, 200-300, I don't know, fucking something in the billions, you know what I mean? So what he gets now is the banks, we can do this for you. We can do that. Because they will know, the bank will not want him to go down.
What sort of leverage would you say you're like sitting at in terms of the portfolio? Like, I'm
usually trying to keep it at 25%, 75% obviously kind of, what due, and then obviously trying to use, as much as it matters, whatever else.
But you're not one of these ones, because there's other people that we speak to who's like that, right? No, I'm paying down, I'm just putting everything back into paying down the debt.
I don't do it. Angie does it. She's really good with the money. She's kind of overpay things so when the times are good,
overpay some.
It goes up and down. Remember, it goes up and down. So when the times are good, we haven't overexpend.
Don't milk it. Don't have a greasy lifestyle.
Correct. Yeah. You know what I mean? We're just gonna go to America. I don't know. Like just spend 25 grand. You know what I mean? A couple of tickets or something to get across there. We didn't do that. We didn't do that. So she will usually go. We'll kind of spend a wee bit.
What's your latest view on leverage and paying down?
I still want to pay down. Like, yeah. Even maybe keep it to 30-40%. I think something's goal now, but just lower leverage, because as you can see, when the lending rate goes up, it affects your cash flow. So any extra cash flow, because we don't rely on it, got other businesses. I like to try and pay down debt now.
So you're not living off. You don't live off the.
I don't live off the
property income. You don't. That just goes back
in. In the past few years, the last few things that we bought, it's all been cash as well. So it's
not leveraged.
No, it's all been cash.
Do you have any other business interests at all, apart from property, or
no? Property. Yeah, property is kind of obviously. As a side investment, obviously I buy. Stuff like these.
We're sitting here just now, just for the listeners. Because this is a podcast, right? We need to describe to the listeners.
We'll get on that. Because I think there's a bit more story on the property side.
Stocks and shares and all that. But property is the main, is the biggest. The biggest kind.
And you started to look to downsize some of your stuff.
That's right.
Recently.
Yeah.
More recently. Talk us through that a wee bit.
Yeah. The reason, obviously, I didn't want to sell anything. The idea was obviously to pass that on, and then hopefully they'll pass it on and pass it on and pass it on.
How many kids you got?
3. Three. Two girls, and obviously I've got obviously kind of Jackson now, who's three. But yeah, the reason we wanted obviously to downsize just now, and as you know, is my missus to cancer. So it was one of those where, and she had 3 cancer in 6 years now. So it was one of those where, you know, when you get that knock at the door, you know, you're like, fucking hell, what kind of, you know, so she's at a different level. How shall I say it? She sees life in a different way now. She's not interested anymore. Can we make another, you know what I mean, you know, are we more here? Do we kind of...
She's looking for quality of life.
Do we kind of, you know what I mean, you know, sell the house and get something bigger, which is kind of, you know what I mean, you always want to kind of improve. She just want to obviously spend away more time, obviously, with the wee man. She wants her to go, you know what I mean, on holiday more and kind of things and all that. So yeah, it's one of those. But saying that, if we didn't have the properties, I don't think we would have been able still to maintain the standard of living that we're used to. Basically,
that's a good point. Actually, you go through 3 cancer scares in a 6-year period, and you've got a job. You may not have a job at the end of it,
when you've kind of gone and said, right, I need to be out for a month. I need to kind of thing. You know what I mean? You've got
that financial freedom to make sure you go.
Correct. To be able to say, you know what? Yeah, okay, no problem.
It's tough. I know you don't want to sell, but I know Ange does. But it's tough because you've got to look at it from her point of view. I suppose that she's seen. It's
one of those, and because obviously we build these. You know what I mean? The monster that we have built is as a partnership.
Yeah.
You know, and once one of your partners say, look, I'm kind of, you know what I mean? Not that I'm struggling. I want to change the direction about the business. You have to support, obviously, that part of the, you know what I mean? Well, you have to support your partner. You have to, you know what I mean? You have to work together.
How's Angie doing?
She's doing all right. She's doing all right. She's clear at the moment. She's still got another, she's in remission, so she's got another year of treatment. So we need to, you know what I mean? We need to see what happens. But, you know, it's one of those where, you know what I mean? You're clear, then you go treatment, and then after that, it's always been, you know what I mean, days or weeks where fucking hell, it's, you know what I mean, something else is back. So she's already kind of worrying a bit, you know what I mean, what's going to happen at the end of the year, you know what I mean? So,
how was that time for you during the property business? Like, I take it you took up a lot of the slack for quite a bit of time.
Yes and no, on a way. The good things, Angie being Ange, she was up. Yeah. She was, I mean, No. And it's one of those, you have to have that drive. You have to be that type of person. Because, I mean, I remember once, and I mean, there's a story where, you know, I mean, someone was late with the rent, and then you went kind of, she finished bloody chemo in the morning. In the afternoon, I said, fuck, I'm no sitting in the house. Overalls on, I'm going out. I said, you don't really need to go at me. But it was one of probably maybe a way for her to kind of not think about it. I said, fuck, I'm still able to do these. This is what I'm going to be doing.
I'm going to go and collect this fucking rent.
And went across to, I think, I can't remember, it was to resale a bath or something like that. And then, you know, I mean, she was like to the tenant, I said, look, you're late with getting a few days late with the rents and all that. And he said, I know, but kind of just had you know what I mean, I just had diagnosed, I've got cancer. And I said, fuck, Angie was like, I'm just fucking at chemo this morning, you know what I mean? And I'm fucking here, you know what I mean? You know,
just shows you, man.
So she was like, oh, right, okay, I'll get that sorted. So, you know what I mean? It was one of those. I think she's still here because she's got, you know, that drive. She's
a fighter.
Yeah. She's not one of those, I'm not well, I'm just going to sit at home and, you know, she gets up and gets
how you find the balance now between what she wants to sell off versus what you want to grow?
I don't. Well, it's one of those where we had obviously few and long conversations where, you know, I mean, I'm trying to get my point across, you know, they want, you know, I mean, we don't want. But then it was like, you know what? It was kind of overnight when I was kind of, you know, you go in your bed, your head is all kind of thinking, and I got up the next morning, I said, you know what? Fuck it. We'll just reduce something that will be really, really manageable for us. We really want to maybe keep, I don't know, maybe 15 or something like that. I mean, we can fucking do that with the eyes closed.
Eyes closed, with no debt, no leverage.
Yeah, nothing. You know what I mean? You know, and you know what I mean? You know, our mortgage is just kind of that much. And so if we can kind of do that,
Makes it easier.
I guess that, I mean, that really does change your whole perspective on things. It must do, you know, and you obviously must turn your whole life upside down.
It does, because it was part of the plan, maybe to, once you get maybe older, to start probably, you know what I mean, seeing the fruit of your bloody, or your hard work, if you know what I mean, you know. But what happened is now we have to accelerate that plan. We have to bring that plan forward quicker. You know what I mean? Then rather than, we'll do it maybe in another 10, 15 years, we're going to try to do it now.
Fuck putting off, you know what I mean?
So
it's probably quite a good lesson. I think we're probably all guilty of that. You always drive forward with what you want to achieve, what you want to grow, and you never really look at the here and now, enjoying the here and now. And I think we had that conversation kind of before, you know what I mean? You know, where I said to you, I had properties abroad. I had kind of, you know what I mean, the caravans, the things, you name it. I mean, fucking we had all that. And it's one of those where, believe it or not, I wasn't even having the staff abroad. I used to go once a year and a weekend, and that was it. What I liked, you know what I mean, is goal settings. I like to, right, can we do this and then achieve it? You chill for a bit, fuck it, let's just set new goals. You know, that's the way, kind of the way I work. It's always been in tranches like that, like when you've been growing, like go on, wee bit break, on.
That's it, that's it. But I think I probably should have enjoyed a wee bit more. You know what I mean? Kind of, let's just probably take a wee more time off. Let's just kind of, let's enjoy the toys. I'm
talking about the cars and the bikes and
let's just, you know what I mean? You know, we should have kind of, but then again, you know what I mean? It's not that it's a regret, because it's not. No. If you know what I mean, you know.
But we're chatting about cars and bikes, and you're saying, because I'd said to you about the guilt feeling of buying the Porsche that bit earlier. I was wanting to get for 40. I thought, fuck it, get it 38, and you fight it for so long. You could have done it a whole lot earlier, but you fought for so long. But you're kind of said to me, no, when you're going to get it because you need to enjoy what you're doing, and then it kind of...
you have to, you have to, because let's say you didn't get it, and then something
fucking happens.
You know what I mean? Something happens. You know what I mean? You know, like, you know what I mean? What happened to us? And then your regret will not be kind of, you know what I mean? You know, I didn't do this. Or your regret will probably be, I should have kind of done it. You know what I mean? You know, kind of, and said, fuck it. You know what I mean? You know,
takes us a wee bit onto the watches as well, because you put your watch collection, because I wanted to try and bring you on to talk about obviously the property, the portfolio, the journey's phenomenal. But it was like talking about the alternative investments into watches. And you'd said to me at that time, saying, I always wanted to buy the watches, and I thought, fuck it, I'm buying it, and it's another investment asset class that you're into. So
it's one of those again where I'm more, I don't know, maybe sound kind of, you know what I mean, a wee bit kind of, I don't know, bad or whatever, but I'd like to reward myself, you know what I mean, with things, and maybe I could touch or I can see, and also, you know what I mean, do you buy something, you know, is it gonna keep the value, or is it going to increase or whatever? And watches was one of those things, and I always wanted to do myself.
You've got a nice wee selection here sitting on the table, Pedro. You came in with your rucksack, you started pulling out the goodies.
Just some of the...
Talk us through the first one then. What was the first one you bought?
This is the first one that I bought. I basically bought a Rolex Submariner to 2 tones, and that watch that is sitting there is 20 plus years old. I bought my first Rolex at £4,000 something, believe it or not.
Wow.
I mean, you were saying you've got a roughly...
What can you buy with that? Not even a holiday you can buy with that now.
And what's that worth now then?
This one here, being the older version, you could probably say is about 10 to 12. 10 to 12. But remember, I used to daily that.
Right.
Because I wore them with pride.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I was like, fuck it. No, not to show anyone.
Your reflection on your achievement.
Fuck it. You know what I mean? You know, this is what kind of, you know what I mean? You know, this is the reward of my my labor, of my 70-hour week. You know what I mean? You know, so but that's me. Some people, you know what I mean? You know,
like cars, like bikes, like hobbies.
Let's just be clear. Pedro's not brought these in to be showy. Do you know what I mean? It's not for an Instagram like. Do you know what I mean? This is like your passion, obviously.
And obviously, kind of, I do like it. And then again, it was one of those where, same with the property, where like, can I get one? Can I get two? Can I get? You get to 10, and you're like, fucking hell, why do I buy one at a time? Can I buy a block of 4, or can I buy a building? And that's kind of, and with the watch, it was exactly the same. You know, you go one and then you're like, fuck it, can I have one for?
So we got sitting there, like you said, about 80 grand or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. This one here is kind of the one of the my heavy hairs. This is a prezi, like what we call the president, and it's referred as the president because in America, when you become a president, Rolex gives you that one, and obviously is.
So what model was that? That's a Rolex what?
Yeah, the date. Right. But it's well known as the president, the president.
Is that just all gold?
Yes.
El Presidente.
Yeah.
And when did you buy that one?
I think it was, I don't know, maybe 3 years ago or something like that.
How much was that when you bought it then?
32.5.
32. And how much is that worth now?
At the moment, about 50 grand.
You could buy about 5 properties in Fife for that, for one watch.
Actually, when everything was going through the roof, getting cars and things you couldn't get, and these it go up to 60, 68, I think it was.
Shows you
and I said to you,
it's a good investment class.
If that shit hits 100, it's gone, and it's paying the mortgage. Because and then obviously I could have paid 100,000 mortgage with
a watch, a 30 grand watch.
Was it John we had on as well? He's into watches as well, John Moss. And
he's into it. I've seen he's got a few pieces.
My mate as well who watches the podcast, Big Mark, I always talk about it as well. Many a time I've gone at his house and he's chatting to me about watches, and I'm like that, trying to seem dead interested.
Well, you're going to have a clue now, mate.
I've not got a clue, mate. That's
it was one of those that kind of developed from that. You know what I mean? You know, kind of I've achieved one, what can I do? And then it just went to kind of buy another one. I want to wear, you know what I mean, be able to wear one every day of the week, and then past that, and then I bought a box, and then you're like, fucking hell, we go for your empty holes here, kind of, you know what I mean, cover it all. It's just, you know what I mean, it just basically exploded from there.
But it's a liquid asset class, isn't it?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Because I mean, you've probably been in issues with your portfolio over the years. You think, fuck, I need to sell one, or I mean, liquidate something to try and raise some finance on another purchase. It takes you months to sell a property.
Yeah.
Months and months and months. Whereas I'm assuming that if you went to go and sell your president one, you sell that for
even if you didn't get the, you know what I mean, kind of the value of it in one go, you know what I mean, although it will get you the shit. In fact, there is always an old saying that, you know what I mean, that is attached actually to the Rolex, and Rolex will get you all this shit or will get you home. In fact, an example of that is what's that film again? The Bourne, what's that with
Jason
Bourne.
Yeah.
I think he's in Thailand or something, and then obviously kicks his guys, if you know what I mean, kind of thing. He pinches his Rolex and then puts him on his Rex and all that, and then it needs to get out, and then he gets basically out of the country in a boat by giving, you know what I mean, the guy the watch, and it gets him out of the country. So it was one of those. It was one of those, and it's always attached.
Have you ever sold any watches? You keep them all?
No, I think I sold.
You're an asset collector, aren't you? You want to hold the whole fucking lot. Yeah,
it's one of those. I think I sold a couple of Angie's one.
Right.
Does she know about that?
Yeah, she does. Yeah, it's one of those where she's not kind of, you know, as long as I could go one, you know what I mean. I'm like, nah, you need that.
I want a collection.
Because when I bought that, I bought the pair.
Right. So the president one you bought as a pair. What pair did you pair the same?
The one for the lady ones as well.
Right, got you.
The one for the lady ones as well.
So do you wear any of these?
I do wear it, yeah.
Right.
I do wear it, yeah. I do wear it. Yeah. Not for work and all that, but yes, I do.
Any nights
Mine's are no kind of, you know what I mean, obviously if I go in somewhere, pick them out, put them on, kind of, you know what I mean. But I do enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Crazy.
It's a pleasure you get from that,
of course. And then again, it's one of those where...
This might seem like a stupid question, but can you leverage watches?
Not sure, to be honest. Right. Not sure. I know that in America you can. I wonder if you're
using a security as a bridge. I'm just thinking, if I had a watch list, can I use it as a bridge?
In America you can, but there are even more.
I need 100 grand deposit
across there to, you know what I mean, to pull deals and business and all that together. In America you can, and I know people that they do it though. In America, but yeah, it's one of those where this is few of my own personal collection.
Is that all Rolexes then?
Yeah.
Is it just Rolexes you buy?
Yeah, I like it. It's one of those where, again, we're going back to things that you wanted to do.
Yeah.
And as a young lad, it was like, I want a fucking Rolex game. You know what I mean? And then once you have it, I've got the auction, or people will start building with them. And then they say, you know what, I'll sell some of them, and then we move on to APs or the Marpiquet or you know what I mean, other brands. But I'm gonna stick to it. I like them. I like the brand. It's something that, and I do it for myself. I didn't do it for anyone else. Sure. If you know what I mean, so I do it for myself. I gain pleasure out of it for, you know what I mean, I like collecting them, and I like them, and fuck it, I'll...
What's the most expensive watch you bought?
I would probably say this one, and I've got another one, which is this style, right? It's a Mariner, but it's all gold, solid gold, but that's a bit in your face. I mean, that's like, oh fuck it, that's...
How much was that one?
30 something, yeah. 30
some money in a watch when we're talking about buying 39,995 flats.
No, there's some watches at 100 plus grand, and then you go into you know what I mean, Richard Milles and millions. You know what I mean? You're fucking hell, millions. You know what I mean? But if you can afford it, you know what I mean? Why not? But I like them, and then I'll probably, once I hit my target, I might just. Depends. See how things are going, and then I'll probably move myself into a way more heavy hitters or something like that.
Are watches free of capital gains tax and inheritance tax? So can you gift them to your kids?
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Same as cars?
Yes, you can. In fact, I bought...
There's no hiding it from the tax man now. It's laid out in front of
I bought one with the company as well. And I remember the accountant, you know what I mean, because I do push them. And it was like, what do you mean?
It's an investment.
It belongs to the company. Yeah, it belongs to the company. It's not a problem. But you might have to pay capital again if you sell it. If I sell it.
You never sell it. Aye. That's interesting. I was going to actually ask you that question. Then
I need to tell a time to get to my business meetings, don't I? Like, do you know what I mean? You need to be on time for my.
No, but it does. You know what I mean? It is good. I do enjoy them. I have, as you can see, an array of them, different models.
What else you into, Pedro? What else you like doing?
No, just stocks. I do agree with stocks and all that as well.
What about cars? You like cars?
Oh, yeah. I do cars, yeah.
Cars and bikes he's daft on.
Yeah,
Pedro coming the NC500,
give yourself a wee bit of.
I've actually kind of since the last, obviously, when Andy took the last kind of, I just kind of, because I was doing a wee bit, you know what I mean, racing and kind of thing, bike racing, right. And so I was like, you know what, and she was a bit worrying, you know what I mean, and I was like, you know what,
did you do that NC500 with him?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, great couple of days.
So it wasn't you that was driving the Clio then?
No, someone was driving the Maniac.
No,
that was Big John. Big John being Rolex and his fucking Renault Capture or whatever that is.
That was like
he was like odd one out, but I love John's class. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, he's really good.
What was your motor?
The A45 S.
Yeah. Great car from the roads. Yeah, phenomenal.
Yeah, really good machine, especially for those type of roads. Don't need any more than that. Handles great, you know, 4-door if you want to put obviously the man at the back and everything. So that's it. I might eventually move into kind of Porsche kind of thing. I've always wanted to get at least a 911 GT, or you know what I mean. I wouldn't mind the GT4. GT4. It doesn't have to be the RS, but
I quite like talking to guys like you. Like I'm talking about grown up, kind of middle-aged men, or later in life. You know, I'm not saying you're that old, but
fucking almost.
I like talking to you guys about cars because I know it's not just about. It's not a showy thing. Do you know what I mean? It's not just to show off.
It's the driving, like the fun.
You genuinely get like a good buzz out of it.
You know, mine, I don't know, I think mine will be a year old in June or something. It's got like 3,000 on the clock. So mine is hard. You know what I mean? I'm always on the van or on the property. So is the effect that the car has on me when you jump on it. You jump, put a smile on my face. Yeah. That's what it is. You know what I mean? You know, this one does. It's the same with some of these kind of stuff, and you can see here on the table, you should have bought that one. Yeah, no, but I didn't fucking like that one.
Yeah, it makes you smile, makes you happy.
You know what I mean? It's not what so and so they're telling me on Instagram that you should buy. You know what I mean? I like my shit. I want to wear them, and you know what I mean? I want to enjoy them as well. I want to be able to, you know what I mean? Go say, you know what? Fuck it. You know what I mean? I
had that conversation with my friend a couple of days ago. I was talking about the car. I'm selling the Porsche in the summer. I was going to get something. I said, I want a Focus RS, something like, or even your A45 AMG. Like I like. From what I saw how that handled, I'm like, That's smiles per miles. When you look at how happy your face was, my face was, it just puts the smile on your face, the enjoyment that we get out of the car. And he was, and my mate said to me, he says, "Oh, but that's no fitting the brand, is it? Going from a Porsche to a Focus RS? I don't give a fuck, eh? If I jump in a 400 brake hatchback and I'm driving a manual or it's my bucket seats or however it makes me feel, I don't care what the world sees. I care what I feel.
When I bought mines and I had few NGs, you know what I mean, through my Mercedes kind of career, you go down south and you go, you know what I mean, an AMG experience day, blah blah, and you go from them once and they obviously show you the dealer stuff and higher ups. Obviously, it's all
part of the sales getting up there, right?
And I've tried them all, and I didn't like them. Mm-hmm. No, I'm fucking happy with these. You know what I mean? You know, because I want to be able to sit on a smile, and then that's it. Yeah. And obviously, we went kind of across there. I mean, I wasn't fucking behind. You know what I mean? You know, and then
between me, you, and my brother, so that RS4 about, like, it was fucking great fun. 3 completely different cars.
Yeah.
Everyone having a great time, sorting about in the cars. It was fucking brilliant. Like, what?
Yeah, see, I don't spend any money on myself. That's my problem. So I need to find something.
You need to find a hobby, mate.
Maybe it'll be watches. Maybe I don't think it's going to be cars.
Come on, Mark. Get how many watches?
Cars don't excite me.
Well, if one of those, you can probably get something like that. And again, you know what I mean? Like something like these where I daily, kind of every day. I mean, 20 odd years later, I did get double of my money.
Do you have to service them?
That one has just been serviced after 22 years.
Jesus.
22 years. I mean,
that's phenomenal.
Never had any issues, never had nothing.
And even the older one, 20 years, they're still automatic, aren't they?
Yeah. And then obviously with that one, they'll give you that wee car, and then that one I think has got warranty for another, I don't know, 2026 or something. Now. So they'll
how much does the service cost you on that?
I think I needed 2-3 wee bits, and I think it was 1,500 quid.
It's nuts though.
But it goes from, you know, I mean, 700 to 1,500 quid. You know what I mean? You know, and
I'm piquing interest in watches. Like,
now that you've got them right in front of us.
No, but it just is one of those where, you know what I mean, what do you want to do? Do you want to, you know what I mean, you know, buy stuff then you can possibly then, you know what I mean, maybe wear it because you want to wear it, and then in a few years' time either get the same money back, but you already had fun with it as well.
You're sitting with investors that don't, and this is what the attraction to me is now.
The investments.
Or you kind of keep it and then be able to say, fucking hell, I had it, you know what I mean, and I can sell it. You know what I mean, I could do some other stuff. You know, something like these where you need to put your name down. You really basically need to go to your local ID, let the guys ask, and you might get something like this in 3-4 years' time if you're lucky.
Yeah. See, that's what got me into property as an investment, because I can see it, it's there, it's physical. Like stocks and shares, crypto and all that. For me, it's all just like numbers, isn't it? It's like in thin air. Whereas that, what they call it, a tangible asset.
Tangible asset, yeah. Feel it, touch it.
You can feel it, touch it.
Yeah. Wear it.
Yeah. I mean, this is kind of some of the stuff that, you know what I mean, the kind of decent, kind of normal stuff, but then you hold that, you know what I mean, that long, I mean, fucking hell. You know what I mean, I could double
the value,
This one here, very, I wouldn't say it's not rare, but it's difficult to get.
Yeah.
Through your local AD.
You won't just be able to walk in and just buy that.
No, they'll tell you fucking up your head. You know what I mean? That's bolt. That's it. This one here is much easier to get than this one, but obviously you got to spend some money on it.
So why is that one so difficult to get hold of? What one's that? Sorry, just for the listeners.
That's a Submariner.
Why is that one
just
difficult?
Because it is popular, and also this one here, you can wear these with what we wear in the now, but you can wear these with a suit as well. You know what I mean? It's no problem at all. And these could take some punishment, trust me, because I've been diving thing, you name it, beach, rolling in a beach, sand thing, you're like, fucking hell. And see if it's gonna, you know what I mean, you know, if it's going to keep working after all this. So that one is done. This one here is more of kind of, you know what I mean, you know, on special occasions, because that's not even go just diving, go baguettes, if you know what I mean, you know, so kind of quite a big thing. And this is obviously being gold is soft material, so the bracelet on this one will stretch quicker than that one.
Okay.
This one here is like your day to day, like something like what I've got inches now. What I've got inches now is quite normal. kind of, you know what I mean, old school that will never, you know what I mean, you know. Those will never kind of do. But this is like, I think John's got one of these. You know, you got to pay a premium for that dial.
Lovely, Pedro. Thanks for bringing them in and showing us. Anyway,
as well, storage. You don't keep these in the house, do you?
No.
In case anybody's listening to this and thinking they can fucking go and look Pedro up and come to his house and rob his house.
It's all kind on storage. As I say, you know what I mean? You wear them, you think, but it's kept up. It's an asset as well. You know what I mean? You know, so you really, you know what I mean, keep it secure. It's like if you have a house, you'll insure it.
So was that like safety deposit box type things in the bank?
Basically, yeah. You just pay kind of a premium basically every year, and then that's it. You can go in as many times as you want, obviously, as long as they're open. You know, and that's it. Just like what you get in the films, you know, use a fucking key.
Is that thanks to property as well that you can have the funds to invest in stuff like that as well?
Basically, yes. Yeah. Basically, yes. Yeah. So it's one of those where, stick to it, keep work hard. And you'll eventually see someone put on the group, so I'm fucking, this is my kitchen, I'm painting, this is my living room. A picture of someone sleeping on the mattress. I've done all that.
And you still believe that in 2024, in this environment of landlords getting shafted, for all the regulations, all the negativity, the high interest rates, you still believe that property is a good investment?
There was high interest rate. I mean, when we started buying, I remember, we got fucking 8.2. So, fuck, 8.2, book that one in. Book me in. Book that one in. And then, when below 7.7, fucking hell, no, I won 5 years out of that. And then, but you just get used to,
that's how Pedro bought the Rolex collection. As soon as he went to fucking 0%, he's like, ching, ching, I'm buying some Rolexes.
You get used to, but average, I would say, 4 to 6-7% is basically it was basically normal 20 something year ago. It was, you bought your own house, it was, and I think fucking 12%.
It'll become normal again. I think we just need time to adjust because we had 10 years of zero basically. So I think it will become the normal when, like we've talked about it before, if the rates can settle around about 4.5-5%, even 6% for the buy to lets. Most things are still making sense if you're...
Yeah, they're still, a lot of people kind of when they say, you want to sell, you can't, fucking hell, this is enough, and you need to go back to 2008. That was a kind of, that was a shaky time. But it's just because obviously they don't know me, they don't know the background or the history, kind of the situation, kind of home and all that. So it's one of those. I'm quite happy if I need to sit with them.
But obviously, change the circumstances. Obviously, with Angie's health and stuff like that, you're looking to downsize the portfolio.
Correct. Yes. Correct. Yeah.
Is that a potential opportunity for anybody to
anyone?
You've been speaking to quite a few guys as well.
Yeah. I've been speaking with a few guys and all that. I had obviously as well a couple of tire kickers. And all that. I think what I will probably do is if someone is looking for something or whatever, I will probably now vet the person that is looking at it rather than
spend a lot of time with them.
What you fucking did. You need to give me your history, give me your, give me your CV. I can show you what I have, I can show you what things, I can show you what discount I can give you and all that. But you need to prove that you can, buy this from me. Because then when
but you're thinking about selling it as a portfolio or splitting it up?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
1, 2, as a 5, 6 at a time, 10, 20, 30, 40 at a time. I don't know. Just whatever.
Yeah.
It's one of those. What I had is this kind of, sometimes you get it right. What's that? I'm looking to buy so many. What's that worth? I don't know, 1.9 million or something. We'll offer you 900,000. Come on,
does that matter? Is that my offer?
It's not. It's just once you get to a level as well, you cannot. You know what I mean?
You had Sam dying on the phone yet?
No. It's one of those. You cannot do. You know what I mean? But for you to be able to do that, and then you got to be able to. You know what I mean? Have you got something to back you up? Yeah. So I'm going to be doing a wee bit more of research.
That makes sense, mate.
Brilliant.
Makes sense. Thanks very much for coming on and showing us the watch as well and chatting for your story.
Right, mate. I really enjoyed meeting you and enjoy the chat.
Thank you.
Mate.
Brilliant. Nice.